Hey everyone, this is Rocky. It's about a minute before the market closes on Wednesday, July 29th, 2020. I switched it up a little here and I wanted to show you how I'm trading the slash MA2, which is the micro E-mini Nasdaq-100. I just wanted to switch this up because I wasn't doing so well with the micro E-mini S&P 500, so I wanted to see how I would do with the micro E-mini Nasdaq 100. I also changed the charts that I'm using. It's a bit of an experiment. Normally, I use a 1-hour candle on the time chart, but for this instance, I started using the 5-minute candle. For the right, nothing has been changed. It's still 512 tick marks that I'm using here. This is my overall profit for the day. This is gross profit of about $330 for the morning session. But if you take off the commissions and the fees, that's about roughly $231.10. I'll have more of the details on another screen later on. I did trade about 20 contracts today, so roughly back and forth, that's about $5 per contract. It's a little high for Thinkorswim. I know there are other programs out there that's a lot cheaper than that, but I like Thinkorswim. It's a program that I'm familiar with. It's what I'm comfortable with, and I like their support and just the UI itself. So I'm sticking with them until maybe down the line I'll start looking at other applications that I could use. Okay, so let me talk about just one of my trade today. So I recorded one of my trade live, and you can see that after the this analysis. Nothing has changed also, like my previous videos. When I start a trade, I like to put a light blue dotted line, and at the end of the trade, I put a light orange dotted line. Thankfully, all my trades for the Nasdaq went fairly well. Normally, if it was a losing trade, I try to put a gray circle around it so I can look back and see what I did wrong and learn from it. So the specific trade that I'm going to talk about is my last trade in the power hour. It happened in less than 2 minutes. That's why it's within this 5-minute candle on the left here. But if we use the tick chart to the right and we zoom in here you can see it a little clearer on exactly why I entered the trade and why I exited the trade. So our entry here was 10,659.50. So I opened the position by buying 4 contracts, and I did go long on this. And the reason why I went long is looking at, we're on the tick chart on the right here, on the MACD, which is the moving average convergence and divergence. So one of the more popular indicators that are used. And actually, before I get started in this, indicators are just that. It's just a reference point. It doesn't guarantee that a trade will be successful. It just gives you a good probability that it could give you good results. So always be aware of that if you're actively trading. So what I normally look for is, first, both the lines on the MACD is above the zero. So I have a tendency to be bullish or to go long, which in other words, you buy low, you sell high. And I usually enter a trade if it's in agreement with the stochastic RSI. So looking at the stochastic RSI here, if it's below the line, things are oversold. And if it's above this line here, things are overbought. And when this MACD crossed, with this line crossed on the MACD, it's in the trend where a lot of people are buying. So I like that. I like going with the momentum. And also, I could see that from the candles as well, which it confirms what I was looking at. If we switch to the left, I also like to look at this as a reference point. Basically, the the candles doesn't dictate when I enter, it just dictates a reference point. On the right here, the tick chart, that's what dictates when I enter a trade normally. I just wanted to compare what I'm seeing on the left here on the candles. You could also see that on the MACD, it crossed the line and they're both above the zero, so I am bullish. And the stochastic RSI is also in agreement, so it's trending up. So I made that trade at about, let's see what time it is. It was about 12:32, 31 p.m. And then it was a nice little move up there. My goal is normally to exit after $100, but with this one, I put my normal OCO, as you'll be able to see on my live trading after this, and it exited at 10,668.50. So it was a nice run, about 9 points or so run here, and you'll be able to see exactly what happened on my trade. And this trade took about, let's see how long it took. It started at 10:31, ended about 10:34, so roughly 3 minutes for a gain of about, actually don't recall what the gain is, my apologies, you'll have to look in the end there. Anyway, that's my trade. That's one of my trades. I did 1, 2, 3, 5 sessions today. 4 contracts per trade, hence the 20 that I did here. And you'll be able to see the live trade of that. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Any suggestions to help my trading, I would appreciate it. Just a reminder, this is just for informational and I guess entertainment purposes only. Don't use it as an investment advice. Hope you enjoy the rest of my videos. Thank you.